Okay, so today we want to talk about touching yourself, masturbating, getting it on with yourself, and 5 tips on touching yourself.
Yeah, solo sex.
5 tips on solo sex.
So important.
Totally. And it's fun, and it can get a little bit boring, or you can get into a box where like you can only come with your vibrator. But
What is that, a thunderstorm?
I'm so hungry. So yeah, you can really get into a rut, and you don't.
Yeah, you get into a rut.
I'm going to talk about 5 tips on how to get out of that rut and how to pleasure yourself, and maybe you might get inspired to go have a good time.
Yeah.
So the first one is to get a new toy. I always get really excited when I get a new toy. I want to play with it. I want to go play with it for like a day. And maybe go to a store where they have like a really good arrangement, and make sure that you're comfortable asking questions. Like, don't be afraid to go up to the people, ask them questions, touch the toys, like get fully involved and make a good decision that like whatever you're drawn to, buy that. Don't be ashamed. Don't worry. Make sure you buy something that you haven't bought before. And you might have to save up, but even that might be exciting.
Yeah, like I would have to save up. That's the thing. One thing I notice about the toys is they are very expensive. Like it depends on your budget. Like for me, like $200 is expensive, and
Yeah.
really that's how much it's going to cost. So yeah, you might have to save up. Most toys I found will last forever. Like I literally have vibrators that I've had forever.
Yeah. They're
Um,
built to last.
but it's good to go to a good store. You know, sometimes you go to a store and the person like doesn't know anything, but for the most part, if it's a good store, they're going to be a wealth of knowledge. And so you're going to want to, it's going to be a not judgmental, right? Because it's a fucking sex store. So you're going to go in and you can ask them any questions. If you have questions, which I'm sure most people will.
Yeah, and get a toy that maybe you wouldn't get normally. Like kind of push yourself to go out of your comfort zone and get something that you're like really excited by, or whatever that might be. Not just like your average thing that you usually don't buy your go-to thing. Get something different and fun.
Yeah.
Okay, tip number 2, back to basics. So we talk about turning off the porn, turning off the vibes, getting rid of the toys, and just using only your hands. And okay, so I have like, if you think about this as your clit, it also goes all the way down. Okay, so there's lots of areas that you can hit that aren't just sticking your finger right here or 2 fingers right here, because this might be too soon or too sensitive, and you might not be in the mood. So if you think about this as the clit and this going down, my favorite new technique is it pushing the whole hand. You can go in circles, you can go the other way. It's a different sensation. Or, if you use 1 finger, use 2. Go sideways or put yourself upside down. These are all new angles that you can hit that don't require any porn or toys. And it's just you and your hands, very basic. Make sure you use your imagination a lot. Don't you think? Rhea always says use your imagination.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I ask people the most ridiculous questions, but I'll be like, oh, just so when you're jerking off, do you, watch a lot of porn? And some guys are literally like, they only jerk off to porn, right? And maybe some women too. Some people, let's say. So some people, they have to have outside stimulation, porn, whatever. I think it's a very good practice to just use your imagination. Really hope, like, think of something, and maybe you're not going to come the first time because it's so unusual for you not to watch porn. So you might have to practice this. But I think if you can get to a place where you can jerk off and come without any sort of outside stimulation and it's just your mind, I think that's really good.
Yeah, and it'll be a different experience that you have with yourself, which is exciting because you can get into such a place where you're just you know what to expect. So it's almost not even exciting to touch yourself anymore. It's like maintenance, like because you're horny.
Yeah.
So this could be like something that you now more so are looking forward to because you've tried something different. Tip number 3 is water sports. So you get a little splishy splashy in the bathtub or the shower. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, self-explanatory maybe. Like, so some people, water sports means like peeing on each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't mean that.
So yeah, I mean, I've definitely tried that. That was advice that you had given me, and I took it. And I took some of my dildos and I stuck them to the wall,
Oh
and I
yeah.
tried the soapy boob thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Soap 'em
know,
up.
I tried a lot of
Mhm.
different things. It was very hot. So I recommend that. And again, it's kind of like the same thing when you're trying to revamp your own like sex life with someone. Take it over to the bed, right? Try new areas. So you can get in such a routine, only masturbating at certain times with certain porn in certain places,
Yeah, it's
and it's
just
good to
boring
switch it
after a
up.
while.
Yeah.
Totally.
Tip number 4, make a video. Oh yeah. So this is a very good tip actually, and a lot of people are gonna be really shy about this, and they're not gonna want to do it. And I would really recommend. It's almost kind of like back in the day, like when people are like, "Oh, you need to take out a mirror and look at your pussy," right?
Yeah.
So this is all
But not back in the day. Some people, if you haven't done that, you need to do that.
But you have a phone now, right? That's your mirror.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to make a video. You don't have to send it to anyone, but just to have for yourself to get comfortable with your own body and realize that like it's totally normal. Pussies look all different kind of ways, right? So it's good to get used to yourself, your own body, and just take a video of yourself as a part of a practice of gaining more comfort, feeling sexy, feeling turned on. I get turned on by my own video.
Yeah, and that's
So,
very normal.
so I think it's a good thing to try. And guys can do it too. You can make a video. Guys, just like women, I don't even know why we're saying, I'm trying to get out of the practice of saying men, women, whatever. All the genders,
Yeah.
we all have different genitals. We all jerk off in different ways, right? And so it's good to feel more comfortable with that if you can.
Yeah, and it's a turn on. Like you'll be turned on by yourself, which is very normal.
Yeah.
And
And if you're feeling really, it might inspire you. Like for me, I got so inspired, I became a cam model, and now all I do is jerk off in front of other people.
yeah.
So it could really open up some doors for you. It could,
Yes.
it could inspire you in your relationship. You might be, holy shit, this video I just made is so hot. I have to send it to my husband, and all of a sudden,
It's on.
yeah. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and like add lighting, put music on there. I love Rihanna. She's got some really sexy songs, making videos. You might not be sending them to anyone, right?
Yeah,
Like strictly,
exactly.
usually just for yourself. But
I
if
would
you,
start just for yourself.
yeah. And that also might make you feel more comfortable to masturbate or touch yourself in front of somebody in the future.
Yeah.
Because that is another way that you can communicate your desires, your wants, your needs, is to show them
Yeah, I mean, that
in
would be
front
the
of
ultimate
somebody.
goal. And this is why we're giving you these tips, these 5 tips to jerk off, because ultimately you want to get so comfortable and excited about doing it solo that eventually you can share this down the road with someone else. Because this is all part of teaching other people how to help you come,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Tip number 5 is porn and cam sites.
Yeah.
So this might be something that you haven't explored. Maybe you'd watch a lot of porn, but you always click on the same subject or what's that category.
Category, yeah.
So if you're clicking on the same category all the time, maybe click on the one below it. Give that a try.
Yeah.
Really branch out. See what else turns you on. See what other people are doing to jerk off on cam sites.
Yeah.
Because that's all it's really going down, right?
Yeah, that's why the imagination, it might spark this is a good tip because it might spark your own imagination. I think, again, you get into a rut with solo sex, just like you do with regular sex with other partners. You always think about the same thing. It's good to branch out. Like, I have a very vivid imagination. And I mean, it's totally private. I'm not going to tell you guys. But like, I think about all different kinds of things.
Yeah.
It's a wide range. And I like going into different categories, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I've often, by clicking on different categories, found different things that turn me on that I didn't expect it.
And you didn't know.
I didn't know. So it's good to try new things. The cam sites, a lot of people don't watch cam sites as like a particular taste, but cam sites is good because it's a lot of solo masturbation. So you can, first of all, it's great to see other people masturbating because you're like, oh, wow, other people are different too. Other people do different things, right?
Other people like to put on like a latex glove.
Yeah.
pretend like it's a different hand.
Oh, other people have pussies that look different. Other people have dicks that look different, right? So it's good to see that. And it's also you again, your imagination might be sparked. You might see someone masturbate in a different way that you had never considered. Maybe they're using a toy that you hadn't thought about it in a way that you hadn't thought about doing. Or you might just get turned on watching someone masturbate. And that might just open your eyes there. So I think it's for inspiration. Again, though, you want to hopefully get to a place where you can masturbate and come without any porn or stimulation.
Even when I was trying to learn how to squirt, I looked at porn, and it's not always like real or maybe the best place to learn, but it was helpful for me because I saw like where that person needed to be stimulated in order for her to squirt, and then I sort of got to understand the ins and outs, and that was really helpful for me. And I'm sure the same thing with like cam sites and stuff. But obviously, if you go on a cam site, be ready with those dollars, get those tips flowing for the girls.
Point. Oh my God. Guys. Yeah, you don't just sit and watch. You got to tip these people.
Yeah.
But again, it's a good inspiration. And maybe all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I want to be a cam model.
Yeah, you never know. It might open a lot of doors for you, as Rhea would say.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so hopefully those 5 tips are something that you can find useful. Let us know in the comments below if you tried any of them.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye. This is Rosa from the Rosa and Rhea podcast reminding you to go masturbate.